Amber.
They saw my tum-tum!
The moon landing didn't happen.
Are you actually gonna wear that?
Okay, fine. You're the queen of lolcows. Well done, you.
Did she spray Pam on the food?
That ass, though.
You're lolcows. That's what you guys do.
I just love it when a character comes back to a story. Don't you? It's just, it feels good to me. It feels right. Hey folks, what's good? I'm Professor Dietz, and do I have some Gorlworld lore for you today? It is yet another deep dive into the dark corners of Amber's comment section from over a decade ago. And I sure do love a good story time. Today, we continue the soap opera that lives in the comment section of the main soap opera. It is going to give us some insight into the true nature of Amber's relationship with Aunt Tammie when she started her YouTube channel. Plus, we get the entertainment of a few recurring tertiary characters of the Amberverse. It's really chef's kiss. We get Capstone 1892, who is Amber's very first hater, who I talked about in this video, plus Ginger Gilligan from the Legend of the Book Troll video. Now, if you haven't seen either of those videos, it is not imperative that you stop and watch them both now. But I will say, if you're unfamiliar with Capstone, that one I probably would recommend you go ahead and watch, because Capstone has a starring role today. And I think it is going to be way more amusing if you have the context of who Capstone is to really appreciate today's find. Ginger is more of a cameo, but yeah, I mean, you're not going to find her as funny either if you don't know who she is. So if you want to catch up on, the lore around Capstone especially, hit pause, go watch those two videos or that one video, then come back and watch this one. I will make sure to put links in the description below so you can go easily find them. I'm telling you, the comment section, it can sometimes have so much more drama than Amber's videos.
What a time to be alive.
If you're ready for the lore within the lore, we're diving deep today. But first, hello. Gorlworld? Man, it sure has been wild lately, huh? I have to say, getting back from a very short trip, I still have managed to miss hours upon hours upon hours of drama. And it's a little bit overwhelming. There I was, enjoying a trip to Seattle, when once again, Pandora's box is unlocked by yet another side character in Amber's life. I was blissfully unaware of the drama that was unfolding for the entire first night. I don't know, the number of people in Amber's life that need to heal by sharing their truth online is staggering. She just leaves a trail of disaster behind her. And yes, by the way, the show was amazing. Lady Gaga, now that is a queen. We got this. And so much of this. An epic opening. The dancers, the production, life was good. Not looking at Amber's face or listening to her angry outbursts.
I can throw this at someone's head.
Her cackling and her crying. It was a welcome break. But, well, we're back at it, I guess. And of course, it is never for the faint of heart. Look who's here. Hi, Minnie. What you doing? She missed me and has basically refused to leave my side since I got back home from Seattle. Hop in bed, please. Go on, go to your bed. There you go. That was not the best showing. Come on. There you go. Look over here. Come on. Not off camera. Here, go over there. There she is. Hi, Minnie. Well, all right. As I said, she is preferring to stay right next to me since I was gone for a few days. So, all right, let's dive in. Let's get started. This is so dumb. I love it. Okay, where to begin? Believe it or not, I haven't even caught up on the actual footage of what happened over the weekend with Amber and Tammie and Jordy. I am still in the dark about most of the details of the last few days.
Well, Deets, what are you even doing here then? Go watch the videos and then report back.
Well, it occurred to me that a while ago when I was, doing my end-to-end viewing of the Crystal era, that I had actually seen Tammie in Amber's comments. Now, this one, while not totally pertinent to today's story, it is, in fact, a little bit of a helpful receipt. It reads,
"It's all about changes. Healthy changes. Big and small. And you're making so many in the right direction. So happy and excited for you."
And when I did open up to see that Amberlynn had actually responded to it, she said,
"Thank you, Auntie."
So that confirms for me and everyone else that Amber was in fact aware that this user was her aunt. It wasn't just some random follower with her aunt's name. That will come up a little bit later, so just keep that in mind. On to the next comment. So this one, it was the one that really kicked off this whole investigation. It reads,
"It's okay, Amber. Don't get discouraged. Just continue moving forward like you are. Every change adds up and makes a difference. And don't pay attention to your hater. Just pray for it. LOL."
It's from a video that Amber posted in January of 2014, just a few months after she started her channel. And in it, she announced that she was no longer going to be using Nora, what she called the elliptical machine. You know, the one that Crystal's parents had in the garage. It was all set up for her, that she started 100 days of movement and got, I think, maybe a week into it before quitting.
Hello everyone, and welcome to what should be day 7 of my 100 days of movement. I told you guys that my back is, very bad, and I mentioned that lately it's starting to hurt me again. And not only is it hurting me, but it's burning very bad. I'm honestly not sure if you guys know what hip bursitis is, but sorry. That is currently what I am dealing with, and it hurts a lot. Movement is what, makes it hurt, and the elliptical is movement. I wanted to so badly do my 100 days of movement with the elliptical. In a way, as I was doing it, I honestly started to enjoy it, as I was on it. Yes, I was cold sometimes. Yes, I dreaded it, but I started to actually thoroughly enjoy those 20 minutes. And to sit here and say that I'm gonna have to say goodbye to Nora is honestly one of the most hardest videos I've had to make. I'm trying so much to better myself, and instead of bettering myself, I'm just making myself more unhealthy. It's a vicious cycle.
So having this comment from Tammie, but not knowing what the responses were, obviously this meant I needed to go back to this video and find out what people had said, who had said what, etc. So let's do that now. So here I am. I found the comment on the video, originally from Tammie Smith 11 years ago. And of course, first thing I do is open up the 2 replies to see who it was. And wouldn't you know it? It is Capstone 1892 with the first comment. And they said, shout out, haha. And, I'll read the second comment too, although it's not necessarily part of this story. It is one of the comments here. 2024 here. Every change did add up. Just not in the way we'd hoped. I just love it when a character comes back to a story. Don't you? It feels good to me. It feels right. So I'm like, all right, okay, so I guess the hater that Aunt Tammie was referring to was Capstone. Hold on, wait a minute. What might Capstone have said? She resented Capstone for seeing through her, and it made her so mad. So I scroll through the comments, and lo and behold, here's Capstone with just a little bit more commentary for Amberlynn Reid. And oh, do we have a string of responses below. So let's read through that now, because that is what we're here for today. I love the comment section. It's so dumb, but it's great.
Capstone. Quitter. Amber. Not at all. Smiley face. I'm beyond proud of myself, and did it till I couldn't any longer. Now I'm going to move on to a different exercise that is hip bursitis friendly. Smiley face. Capstone. You have way more potential than you allow yourself to fully realize. Completely quitting something at the first sign of pain is going to hinder your progress. If it really is hip bursitis, then you could at least try doing some of the common remedial treatments to help ease the pain, like using stretching exercises and heat pads to loosen the area up to relieve the pain before immediately throwing up your hands and saying bye to Nora. I'm quite curious, though, whether you've even actually been diagnosed with hip bursitis or if you've just self-diagnosed yourself. Amber. First, yes, I have been diagnosed. It was a few months ago, along with a swollen spine and a bulged disc. I was able to do things to ease away the pain, which gradually made me better altogether. Secondly, I have seen a doctor about this. I would rather take their advice than yours. Thirdly, I am not a quitter, and I'm not giving up. As stated in this video, I will be moving on to different exercises. People change exercises daily, so not sure why you were jumping down my throat for doing that. Capstone. Well, that's odd. If you had been formally diagnosed with hip bursitis by a doctor, you would think that he or she would have been able to teach you how to pronounce bursitis correctly. That, or they are not a very well-educated doctor themselves. Very odd indeed. Besides, I was just giving you some helpful tips that can help with the situation that any real doctor would give you anyway. Yet, like always, you immediately get all defensive and have your feelings hurt over any little thing I say, even if it is genuine advice given in the hopes it could help you. I did see that you said you would be doing different exercises, and I commend you for that. I'm just pointing out that you display a habit of not being able to stick with a specific plan or goal as soon as you hit any bit of hardship. Amber, you only comment on my page when you think you know what you're talking about, to be rude, or to prove some point. Bursitis is not something that I can pronounce very well, which I said in the video. I am horrible at being decisive, which I just made a video about. So yes, I do know this already. And I am not getting defensive. I am replying, simply stating that you are wrong. Amber, also, didn't you say you have lost 180-something pounds so far? You gained a lot of weight in your life, so clearly you had to keep failing at something as well till you realized you were doing wrong in your life, and then you decided to lose weight. Everyone starts at different stages of their life. From one person to another, I am shocked you treat people the way you do, knowing at one point you weighed a lot as well. Capstone, you're simply stating that I am wrong, except for the fact that I'm not wrong. How does that work? LOL. Anyway, yes, I have lost a lot of weight in the last year and a half and am still working on losing more. And yes, I had to learn how to stop doing things that caused me to fail at achieving my goals. One of those things is constantly making excuses for my failures and giving up on goals when things are not going exactly how I wanted them to go, which is what I see you doing a lot of. Thankfully, I had friends that gave me the kick in the ass I needed to realize how much using excuses as a crutch was hindering the process. And now, here I am, paying it forward. So yeah, you're welcome. Smiley face. Amber. Quote, one of those things is constantly making excuses for my failures and giving up on goals when things are not going exactly how I wanted them to go, which is what I see you doing a lot of, unquote. Quoted from you, directed towards me. Yes, that makes perfect sense. Not. Even though I am losing about 8 pounds a week, exercising, and eating healthy, LOL! Exclamation points. You're very wrong. Amber, I gained weight during the holidays because I finally let myself. I didn't care. I knew 2014 would be different for me, which it is. And the scale isn't working. My girlfriend is in the room with me when I weigh in, and she sees it too. You're assuming that I'm lying to everyone who watches me videos, which I am not. I am extremely honest with my videos. I am tired of you saying rude things to me because you clearly have no life. I will be blocking you again. Tammie, block Capstone and don't unblock him again. You just wasted a lot of time explaining yourself to someone who takes pride in putting you down. You need people to support you, hold you up, cheer you on, and give good, solid advice in a friendly manner, not in a judgmental fashion. It irritates me even more to read that you guys have had prior conversations regarding weight and his weight loss. So he knows the struggles and still wants to be an ass? Like you said, if he lost 180 pounds, it obviously took him some time to get it right for himself. Trial and error, I'm sure. So, what now? He thinks he's better than you because he found what works for him? Or is it that he regained his weight loss and is now mad at the world and gonna take it out on anyone who sees fit? Shaking my head. Whatever the case, please do yourself a favor and block him for good. I don't know what that face is called. Maybe grimacing face. Capstone. Aunt Tammie, chill out, sister. Smiley face. Ginger Gilligan. Amberlynn freaking Reid. And now you weigh well over 500 pounds. What a success you are. Not.
Capstone 1892 was right on the money. You should have listened to him.
Mimsy. This guy predicts the future, I swear. I hate this update. I wonder where he is now. Destiny Laura Joe. These comments aged beautifully.
Don't you just love the comment section? There we have it, right? Tammie sticking up for Amber. And Amber completely ignoring her aunt and focused solely on fighting with Capstone. I mean, that tracks, right? And Ginger's cameo, that's just priceless. The cherry on top. All we really needed was Dina Dre to chime in, and it would have been perfection. I know we've already gotten to see Mini Waffles a couple times, but those were more unplanned. So let's take our scheduled Corgi Cam break to soothe the soul, even though today's maybe a little bit more entertaining than painful, but I think we can always use a Corgi Cam. Let's see how she's doing. Oh man, you look a little tired over there. Are you napping? Here. Nice catch. Always that little smile. You good girl, huh? Yeah? Alright, good job. Well, maybe not the most animated today, but still extraordinarily cute. So thank you, Mini Waffles, for your service. Let's move on to the rest of this video. Beyond the entertainment of it all, take a step back. Honestly, it's really quite sad. You know, Amber had someone not just lifting her up, but defending her against someone that was, calling her out. And what does Amber do? Ignores her aunt entirely and focuses all of her energy on raging at Capstone in the comments, and then later raging at her audience on video. There is nothing for Tammie. No response, no nothing, no acknowledgement. She could have said a simple thank you, but nothing. Not even a heart on the response. Instead, she takes to the keyboard to fight with Capstone, caring more about the person who is trying to expose her false narrative than the one who's trying to reach out and offer her love and support. The fact that Capstone was correct, it actually makes it even more meaningful that Tammie was standing up for Amber. It shows us that Tammie really did still have hope. She really wanted the best for her niece and was trying to tell her that. She was standing up for her. Like it's someone, who was right. And I don't know that Tammie knew it, or if she was just in denial or just trying to boost Amber's ego, whatever it was being ignored. And sure, you might say, well, this is just some comment thread on one video. It doesn't prove anything. All right, sure, that's true. It is just one comment thread. But to me, I think that it is incredibly telling. It shows us exactly what Amber cares about, who she spends her time on. And I'd be more than willing to bet that this was not an isolated incident. As it turns out, I spent a little bit more time on this. Because why not? I looked at a whole bunch of Amber's videos from this time, and I just went directly to the comment section to see who was in them, what was being said. And what did I find? Comment after comment after comment after comment from Tammie. All of them supportive in some way or another. Whether it be to respond to one of Amber's kind of dumb questions or calls to action, asking for people to take part in her Q&As, but no one really was, so her aunt did and Crystal did. Or it was, to offer some kind and supportive words on Amber's weight loss journey. And each and every single one of those comments was ignored by Amber. The only one that I found with any sort of acknowledgement was the one that I showed you earlier. And that's why it was important. I wanted to show it to you because it proves that Amber did, in fact, know that this was her aunt. So she was just completely ignoring her aunt. And you might say, but Deets, Amber couldn't possibly respond to all her comments. She gets so many. Or Amber just wasn't looking at the comment section all the time and maybe she missed them. Well, I can tell you that's not true either. Because, one, this was way back in the first few months of her channel's existence. Amber averaged like 4 to maybe 12 comments per video. She can handle that. And most of them were still positive comments. Remember, Capstone was the very first hater, so they were really the only negative person commenting at this point in time. And 2, Amber was responding to many of the comments she got. Let's look at this example. I'll read it out loud for you, just again to hammer home the point that Tammie was trying to be supportive.
Once a month is a good plan. You'll find as time goes on and you don't eat a lot over what your goal calories are, and you make better, healthier choices daily, you will find you don't want those other things as much or as often. I really seen proof of that on our last cruise. I ate pretty healthy. Not because I was dieting or because I was afraid of gaining too much, but because I was used to eating the healthier way. I had a few desserts, but it definitely takes a lot less to satisfy my sweet tooth these days. Smiley face.
Now look, both before and after her aunt's comment, Amber responded to them. Amber was in there responding to the comments and skipped over her aunt's. So yeah, there's no excuse here. Amber knew it was her aunt. Amber had to have seen them. Amber ignored them. We all know about the "my aunt hates me because I'm fat" incident, right? The whole lie. We're not going to get into that today. But honestly, seeing this comment thread today, it gives us even more insight into that storyline. Because Amber, she really threw away a relationship with one of the very few people who, at least at one point, had her back. And look, I'm definitely not saying that I'm Tammie's biggest fan, okay? I'm simply reacting to the information that I have in front of me here today. I don't know what Amber has been saying about her aunt in her recent videos, and I don't know what Tammie has been saying about Amber. It's on the to-do list, I promise. But if Amber is saying anything to the tune of, "Tammie never supported me, she always treated me badly, yada, yada, yada," well, here's actual proof that that is not true. In fact, it was Amber who was ignoring her aunt's outreach. Amber was using her aunt's comments for content creation, including them in Q&As and whatnot, which that also tracks. So many comments were just left unanswered, not even acknowledged. I know I do still have a lot to catch up on, okay? So this, as I said, it's all just baseline information to work from as I move forward. I will keep an open mind, as always, and we'll see what I see. I know it's going to be a lot. From where all of this has started, I see an aunt that was reaching out to her niece, trying to support her, and trying to be a positive presence in her life. It's all in writing for us to see. It's not just someone's recollection or a biased memory. It's not word of mouth. It's right here in front of us. Now, that didn't last, of course, but when I finally sit down to catch up on the latest drama, I will be interested to see, just how much Amber claims her aunt never supported her. I'm sure you can let me know in the comments if my hunch on that one is correct. But in the meantime, I actually might do a little bit more studying up on history before reacting to the present. This little nugget of information has been very interesting to me. And I don't know, I think there might be another history lesson in here somewhere. Until then, that brings me to today's reminder. Today's reminder: don't complain that the world is out to get you when you've spent years pushing it away. Today's shout out goes to these folks on screen right now. Let me tell you, it is amazing knowing that I can look through my comments and the majority of them are going to be positive or thoughtful or just offering more insight and adding to the conversation. Especially when I have spent a whole lot of time in Amber's comment section. If you wouldn't mind helping me out with the algorithm, hit like, share, subscribe, or leave a comment down below, it'd be really appreciated. Or, even better, you can become a channel member. Thank you once again to all of my current channel members and past. You are all greatly appreciated. All right, that's it, folks. I will leave a couple of videos on screen if you want to keep watching. And otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Bye. She is not leaving my side. You have anything you want to say to everybody? Yeah, say it right there. Now you're quiet. Okay. Think I can continue this video? A little harder than usual right now.